UK's new rising star, Laila Cunningham. Laila, before we talk, let's screen one of your high points where you ambushed the London Mayor Sadiq Khan to quiz him on London's soaring crime rate, particularly knife crime. Let's just watch this.
Mr. Khan, I'm a Westminster City Councillor. I just wanted to ask you on your thoughts on knife crime going up by 60% in the past 2 years. No, this is the Met thing. Knife crime 60% up, and you don't care. Nothing to say? Nothing to say? Nothing to say about knife crime going up? 81,000 phones stolen? Nothing, you don't care?
If you want to write in.
If you want to write in, they say. Great.
Well, that went viral. Very good work by you, Laila. Now, today, Sadiq Khan, or sorry, I've actually got a policy on this show. We never call him Sir Sadiq, because he doesn't really deserve to be knighted, unless it was for services to knife crime. But anyway, Sadiq Khan has been accused of gaslighting the public because he's actually posted on social media all these figures, these stats that indicate, oh, crime is really coming under control. He's talking about theft from personal robbery has dropped 19%, residential burglary down 10%, 13%. Lots of these particular aspects of crime have gone down, or a few have gone down. Now, to which the founder of the Public Safety Foundation, a guy called Rory Giagan, he has posted, for completeness, the Mayor of London chose not to reveal, buried in these figures, the fact that gun crime has gone up by 18%, rape has gone up by 9%, sexual offences are up by 11%, business robberies are up by 38%, theft from the person up 12%, and shoplifting is up 38%. So what Sadiq Khan has done is he's chosen a couple of sort of two or three halfway encouraging stats and ignored all the rest. I mean, that's kind of a form of lying, really, isn't it?
It's real deception, and it's really insulting to victims of crime in London. And he tweeted on X that these results are good but not good enough, and now he's going to focus on visible policing. Really? He gutted visible policing. There is no more visible policing. And just under his watch, so I think that the stats he mentioned cover about 3 months. Since he's come to, so knife crime right now has peaked. It's the highest it's ever been. Theft against person has doubled since 2016, and that's the one reported. Robbery is up 60 to 70%. I just want to explain to your viewers the difference between theft against person and robbery. Theft is when you steal someone without any violence. Robbery is theft with violence. That has gone up 60 to 70%. Shoplifting is off the charts, and it's so corrosive to communities, and it's destroying our high streets. And actually, London has the highest knife crime of any city in Europe.
16,344 knife crimes were recorded by the Metropolitan Police and City of London Police in the 12 months to March. That's compared with 14,939 the year before. So it is rocketing. Knife crime is rocketing. Why do you think, Laila, in view of that, that the Metropolitan Police Commissioner, the boss of the police, Sir Mark Rowley, actually said on August the 1st, London is a really safe place to live and work? Why would he say that?
Because he has to defend his job, right? Him and Sadiq Khan are in charge of the police, and Sadiq Khan is the ultimate boss of the police, and that's what people must realise. It falls on him. And he has failed London abysmally, and they don't have the guts to admit it. And it really actually makes me very angry. It's so insulting to victims. My family are victims of crime. I think most Londoners know or have suffered a form of crime under Sadiq Khan's watch. I feel like every year that he is mayor, crime gets worse. And he's so focused, Kevin, on taxing motorists. Ooh, he gets that job done, right? We all know that if we don't pay our ULEZ, we're going to get charged double the following day. Why do we not have a laser focus on knife crime? Why are hotspots not flooded with police. One of the articles named some streets that have a much higher level of hotspots. Why is there not a task force? Why is there not an elite force like there is to censor us, focused on knife crime? They don't care.
He's too busy.
Gallivanting to Nigeria, but you don't, while people are dying on the streets.
Well, he plunges himself into the nice, safe last resort, first resort of the two-bit politician talking about clean air and climate change. So, he's going to make this, because it's nebulous. You can never actually calculate whether or not anyone's done any good when it comes to clean air. So it's a very easy topic for the not very good politician to obsess on. So that's what he does. I'm making the air clean. I'm making the air clean, which of course is mainly just a technique to nick a load of money off of motorists. And also, Layla, I'm all for clean air and all that, but apart from about 10 years when I lived in Los Angeles, I've always lived in London. And, to be honest with you, LA, London, if I was obsessed with clean air, I wouldn't be living in London. I wouldn't live in Los Angeles. So he miscalculates what people are really interested in about living in London. Clean air, fine, but how about not getting killed? Not getting stabbed, not having your phone stolen. Phone gets stolen, I think it's literally every minute in this city. He doesn't do anything about that.
Nothing. Not only that, it's not that he doesn't do anything. He does the opposite of action. So he's cutting all police from the royal parks in November. His manifesto promise was to have an open police counter in every borough. They've halved and he's cutting more away. It's almost like as crime increases, he decreases police. It's an inverse for him. It really is shocking.
And hasn't he got hundreds of people at Transport for London earning more than £200,000 a year? And I have to use the tube all the time. Have you noticed, by the way, I don't know if you use the Underground very much, but they're starting to get like New York subway trains, huge graffiti all over them, quite colourful actually, but not very London. So the TfL is supposed to be in charge of London transport. The transport's getting worse and worse and worse, but lots of people working there are on £200,000 a year or more. We're paying for that. That's a disgrace.
A disgrace. And how much is his staff budget? I think it's gone up by over 30%. What's he paying on his PR budget? Yeah. Ideally, I'd like to go line by line through his budget, and he can tell me where he can take money and put it to police resources, because frankly, that is the #1 priority for Londoners. We don't care about some trade deal. Why is he in Nigeria? Why did he travel to Nigeria a few weeks ago? He's a London mayor. Sort London out.
Didn't he travel to America to investigate legalising cannabis? That's a good use of of our tax money, isn't it? It's really good, really useful.
And then by the way, when I ambushed him, that's supposed to be what you call a walkabout, where politicians walk the streets and expect to speak to the public. He had 20 deep security detail, right? So while the rest of us walk and suffer the consequences of his lawless London, he gets a big security detail, bulletproof Range Rovers, and has the audacity to tell us we're imagining it.
Unbelievable. By the way, I've got the numbers on that. The Transport for London gravy train, 2,200 staff who work for Transport for London for Sadiq Khan earn £100,000 a year or more. We're being conned, aren't we? They're taking our money and just dividing it between themselves.
And they don't care. How can you care so little for people that voted you in?
I don't know. Anyway, you've got to take him on. Are you going to be the candidate for reform for the next London mayoral election?
I'll go where I'm asked.
You'd be ideal. Come on. You'd like to do it, wouldn't you?
You know what I'd really like to do? I'd like to debate him. I'd like to debate Khan, but actually I think he should debate Nigel, because Nigel's asked him for a debate. If I was a mayor, really proud of my record, knew the stats and knew that I'm doing so well, I would welcome a debate from the leader of the opposition, reform.
Okay.
But no, he has not even responded, because what's he going to come and say?
Well, I think that both you and Nigel, metaphorically in a debate, would kill him. And that's why he's too scared to accept Nigel's challenge and maybe implicitly your challenge. Now, you can have loads of debates with him, maybe, if you stood to be the mayor of London. Come on, you'd be interested in doing that, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Is he standing, Kevin?
Well, I would imagine he will. Anyway,
Oh, really?
whether or not it's him, Laila.
No, I don't know. I don't know, Kevin. Yes, I mean, listen, I haven't made my mind up. I haven't been asked, by the way. This is all rumours that were started online and by the press. Listen, it would be an absolute honour to
do that, because I'll tell you why that you.
It's my city. It's my home. It's my, I'm raising my kids. I was born here. I work here.
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of speculation, because you're such an ideal candidate. And if Sadiq Khan does stand again, that we could cling on to a little slither of hope that finally we could get rid of this pipsqueak who has ruined once the greatest city in the world. I still think it kind of is, but if he's in charge for much longer, it won't be the greatest city in the world, right?
Right. No, I agree. But Kevin, so I had about 6 million, more than 6 million views, right? And I read, I read through the comments, some of them. There wasn't one positive comment about him. I mean, how many people in London? About 6 million. I don't know how he gets voted in.
I'll tell you why. I think you've got some idea of this, because people think of London as this, this metropolis full of, millionaires and very rich people going to flash restaurants and living in incredible houses and all that. But actually, the majority of people in London aren't very well off, and it is a tough city to live in if you're poor. And therefore Sadiq Khan appeals to them. He has, a blatant kind of smash the rich, hate motorists, kind of approach to politics. He's an old school socialist, hates the rich, loves the poor. That's why he wins.
But he drives around, isn't he sponsored by BlackRock or Blackstone, and then he drives around in a Range Rover? That's not very.
I think he's got a fleet of 3, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He famously once took his dogs to Battersea Park for a walk on I think it was a Sunday morning, and arrived in his blacked out window Range Rover, flanked by 2 more, like an American sort of political convoy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and by the way...
Well, he tells us to take a bike.
Yeah. I was going to say that convoy of Range Rovers really good for the environment. Yeah. What a hypocrite. Laila, I've got to go, but really great to talk to you. Come on again soon, and I will vote for you if you stand for mayor. How's that? Is that a deal?
Wonderful. Thank you, Kevin.
All right, Laila, great to talk. Take care. Laila Cunningham there, Westminster City Councillor.